Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High God Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach, Wamalaki Yahushai, giving a strong shalom to all the brothers, sisters, and children, doing everything they can to make their calling and election sure, whether it's praying, fasting, doing exhortation, whether it's studying, praying, everything they got to do to make their calling and election sure in these last days. This brother Azariah just coming with a quick, short, daily bread, just giving brothers and sisters something to meditate on this day. It's one of the precepts that a brother, told me to meditate on this week, man. And it's kind of been sitting with me ever since he told me, and that was after Shabbat. After Shabbat is so-called Wednesday, and I'm still meditating on this same precept. I'm going to go to Mark chapter 13 and verse 37. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. Because that's what the Lord told us to do, man. That was a commandment in Ezekiel 3 and 17. The Lord told Ezekiel, you know what, I'm going to actually just go to it. The Lord told Ezekiel that he had to do these things. And if he told our mighty forefathers these things, how much less us? We got to continue to be doing the same works that our forefathers did, man. When Yahushua was giving up the ghost, didn't he say that we would come and do more and mightier works than he, man? So we supposed to keep preaching the gospel, preaching the faith, preaching the law, statutes, and the commandments to our people, man. Ezekiel 3 and 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. And we got to warn the people, man. Who else is going to do it? The pastor's not doing it. Mothers and fathers and, brothers and uncles, man. Hey, they didn't do it, man. It's a lot of brothers, that's in this truth, man, spent 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, man, not knowing who they were, just doing wickedness, man. And it's because we didn't grow up with, men in the house. And I'm not saying that, no brother or no sister in the truth, had their father in the house, but they didn't have, men as far as what the Lord would call men. Like Job 38 and 3. Let's bring that out. It's been one of my favorite precepts to kind of meditate on recently too. Job 38 and 3. Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. And you got to answer the Lord, man. You got to gird up your loins. You can't. It's no time to be afraid. It's no time to be timid. Didn't the Lord say in 2 Timothy 1 and 7, he didn't give us a spirit of fear? He gave us power of love and a sound mind. And the things that come with love is like what we see in 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 13. This is one of the things that the Lord meant when he said to watch. Not just sit there and watch like how you binge watch TV. He just, oh damn, this is a new episode of The Cheyenne, and now it's a new episode of a damn BMF, and oh dang, I started Snowfall from the beginning. I mean, hey, the Lord told you to binge watch the prophecies that's going on. He told you to binge watch the spirits that's going on in this world. We have to binge watch the prophecies, man. We have to stay tuned with what's going on in the world, and not just sitting there, just like brothers be looking at like end time headlines. We kind of monitor, whether it's Fox or MSN or NBC, wherever you get your news outlets from, whatever news outlet that you prefer. But at the same time, we're supposed to be keeping guard over our spirit. We're supposed to be keeping guard over the church, making sure that, that we're building up the walls like they did in Nehemiah, man. We're supposed to be building up the spiritual temple right now. It's not time for the physical temple. Not time to go out there and put your hand to the plow and brother go out there and get a damn a backhoe and another brother go get a damn cement truck, and brother start getting hammers and staple guns and all these things to try to start building up walls, man. Hey, we need this word. This word is what's going to build us up, man. So we have to do like what it says in 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. And that's the things that we're supposed to be doing, man. Renouncing corruption. And what's corruption is simply these spirits. Everything that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Everything that we go through, everything that we see. Satan kind of, be going to and fro in the earth, man. You got to make sure Satan is not on your heels. Satan is always going to be on your heels, but you got to be able to call out Satan, man. You got to be able to to kind of block these things to kind of interfere with your mind. It's kind of getting to you, and like the Lord said in Ecclesiastes, he said, let not your sins weigh you down, man. Ecclesiasticus, Salaki. I'm gonna go to the words of our Hamashiach, Yahushua. We'll go to Matthew chapter 24, and I'm gonna start at verse 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. And just like I was reading in that second Ezra 14:13, so we got to get our house in order, man. And one of those things of getting your house in order is watching therefore. You know not what hour that the Lord is going to come. The Lord it can come at any moment. You don't want to be out there caught lacking. You know, like the YNs, you know, they be out there looking for their ops, and that's one of the main things. They take pride in when they caught somebody lacking, man. These demons, they got pride in when you lacking. And when the Lord be having his counsels like with Satan, like how he was in Job, I believe that's chapter 1 and in chapter 2, kind of going into that, he was asking, you know, Satan, where you been, man? He kind of, hey, I'm running to and fro in the earth, man. He's like, hey, have you considered my servant Job? And that's the same thing that's going on in today's life. When when the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, is you know, having these counsels and these consults with Satan, man, he like, hey, did you consider you know, my children? Did you consider brother Judah, brother Benjamin? Hey, I use myself. You consider brother Azrael? You think the brother Amatazi? You think Gedalia? Think Zakar? Think Yaquab? You think any of us are you know, exempt from going through things? No, we got to watch. A Satan can pop up at any time. He can, and one way that Satan will come to you is through your family. He'll come to you through your spouse. He'll come to you through your children, through your closest friends, man. Hey, it might be somebody you've been breaking down the word to, and then out of nowhere, you know, that's all y'all been talking about. Next thing you know, that person, hey, they start to reject it. And you got to watch that thing. You don't sit there and, you know, kind of laugh it off. Man, hey, that brother's silly, man. You talking about he don't care about the words of the Lord, man. You funny, man. Hey, no, you funny. Hey, you gotta tell him like Christ told Peter, man, hey, get thee behind me, Satan. Not that he was calling Peter Satan, but he was calling out Satan. That's what you got to do in these last days. If not, he gonna catch you lacking, man. Just like it's going into when I keep reading verse 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. You got to think about that like Boys in the Hood. Anybody ever seen that movie? Most Israelites have seen Boys in the Hood. Remember, dude tried to break in the house, and Trey dad, can't remember the brother name, but he had he grabbed a 38 out the closet, man, and went to put holes in that brother that's at the door. And that's how it is, man. When you hear these demons trying to break in, hey man, you got to be ready to put these demons down. You can't sit there and give the demon another chance. He's like, you know, I'm gonna tell him the shoe fly, don't bother me. And no, he gonna be on you, man. He coming after you. He wants to devour you. He wants you gone. He wants you to give up the ghost. Satan don't want you to be able to say, call hello, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Satan wants you to give up and just be like, I can't do it. I might as well go back to the world. I'm not as strong. These words aren't fit for me. Maybe I'm just a vessel fit for destruction. And that's off, man. It said, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched. He would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So if you watching, you don't have to worry about your house getting broken up, man. You won't have to worry about these things because you already circumspect that it can happen at any moment, anytime. There's a saying we like to use in St. Louis, man, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You can't always just be looking just straight ahead. You got to be circumspect. You got to know, you got to be watching your six, like they say in the Army, man. You got to be looking behind you. You got to look to the left. You got to look to the right. Hey, man, because you can get blindsided out of anywhere. You ever been in a fight and you've been blindsided? Hey, man, that can ruin it, man. You could be over with just that quick. So you have to be ready. You have to be keeping watch. Verse 44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not that the Son of Man cometh, who then is a faithful and wise servant. So it's wise to watch, man. It's wise to be circumspect on what's going on. Like I said, it's not just watching spirits. You got to be watching the prophecies as well. You got to keep watching all things, man. You got to be kind of well-rounded in this truth. You can't just focus on one thing and not worry about everything else. Kind of disregard the other scriptures. I mean, that ain't kind of relevant at the moment. Not really focused on that. I ain't really been meditating on that this week. Brothers in the group chat, hey, what brother's been, going on this week? And the only thing you worried about, I've been focused on that martial law that law that Trump passed the other day, man. Trying to, talk about martial law going to be kicking off. You're going to have the National Guard in all these major cities. So, that's what I'm focused on. I got to worry about that. Start gathering canned foods. So then that way we got to stay in the house. Me and my family are full. And you can't be worried about those things, man. What about your spirit? Is your spirit going to be full? Is your faith going to be full? And we just went into that on class on the past Shabbat just by going by faith, man. Not trying to force yourself to do wickedness. That's kind of forcing yourself to do wickedly when you just worried about your canned goods and worried about flashlights and batteries and all kinds of madness. Make sure you got change of clothes and getting the bug out bag and you're going the hell off. You got to be worried about stocking up on faith, man. You got to be worried about enduring, repenting, everything you can to kind of fight off these demons, man. That's like getting in a boxing ring, man, and you knock out the ref instead of your opponent. Like, what are you doing? It's madness. But I'm going to read that verse again. 45, who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household. So you rule your household, not just your woman and your kids, but just talking about over your spiritual temple, man. We always bring out that 1 Corinthians, talking about how don't you know that you are the temple of God? But let me bring it out. I don't even want to skip over it. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? So you have to look over that temple, man. Your body is your temple. Your body is your house. Outside of your physical house and, your household and, your family being under your name and, you want to be the mighty brother, with the house of, I'm gonna use my own name, the house of Saparium. And then, but your house is all out of order. Everything's just jammed up. You have no control over anything that's going on in your life. You have no control over these spirits that you, your red boy, your kids are dealing with, man. You got to set your house in order, like I was just bringing out in that second Ezra's, man. It said, know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. And you can't just, we bring out this precept a lot when we be at camp. We be kind of telling people that they need to stop smoking, stop drinking, lay off of these pills and, all these other things that they use as coping mechanisms to deal with captivity. But at the same time, you're defiling yourself when you out there with a lack of faith, man. Yahushua was kind of getting on people going, hey, man, where's your faith? He literally asked somebody that. He said, where is your faith? And he even told somebody, oh, ye of little faith, man. Yahushua was kind of getting on people because you don't have faith when you're not watching. That's part of having faith is having works. We go into that week in and week out. We already know it's in James chapter 1. It's in James chapter 2. And faith without works is dead. You gotta do both. So if you got faith, you would be watching. So I'll finish that verse out. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. You want to be holy. You want to be set apart. The people of this world, they're not watching. When you tell people the things that are going on, what they call you, conspiracy theorists, they talk about, oh, here you go with that Bible again. Here you go, just you believe in that. You tell somebody everything that's going on. You one of those guys. You be watching those videos and, hey, man, the Lord told you to watch, man. The Lord told you to be circumspect in all things. Verse 18, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seem to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. And you want to be wise. It's a wise thing to keep watch. I'm gonna close out with this one. Go to Revelations. chapter 3 and verse number 2. Be watchful and strengthen the thing which remain. So if you already, keeping a watch, strengthen the thing which remains. Go 10 times harder. Don't give up. Don't just be like, oh, well, I watched for a little bit. I kind of kept an open ear or what they call it. I'm open-minded to what's going on. And it says strengthen those things, man. Get better at it. If you go into the gym, you don't stop just because you finally able to bench press 225. You're like, all right, well, I'm cool now. I hit my goal. That's it. And you just never go back again. No, when you get built up in this truth, hey, man, you got to keep going. You got to make sure you heavily rooted in this thing. It said, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die. For I have not found thy works perfect before Yahweh. Remember, therefore, hast thou received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, so if you ain't watching, say, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. And this is going back into that Matthew 24. Say, man, you want to make sure that your house is guarded. Make sure that you're circumspect. Make sure you're watching. So you're already aware of when these things come upon you. That's like being at work and your job tell you, hey man, you fired. They don't just fire you out of nowhere. They kind of been watching your behavior and notice that you ain't been doing nothing. You've been coming in late. You leave early. You're on extended lunch breaks. When you're there ain't no productivity going on. You're not rotating any parts. You're not managing inventory. You kind of playing with time. You're just doing whatever, man. Just OT and nothing got done. They didn't just fire you for no reason. They've been kind of monitoring what you've been doing, man. And that's how the Lord is. He'll fire you he'll fire you, Salaki, for not watching. He'll fire you for not praying. He'll fire you for not fasting. He'll fire you for not repenting, because you have to strengthen those things which remain. But with that, I hope that brothers and sisters was edified, giving all praises, glory, and honor to the Most High God Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach, Wamalak Yahweh Shai. Hey, remember, man, keep watch. Don't give up. Kwam Yashau. Shalom.